What's up? Welcome to part 4. So in this tutorial, part 3, we put in the crane legs, but I did mention Worksets in the previous one. We've set this up as a collaborative model, so if you haven't done that, do that, and if you don't know how to do that, maybe go back to part 2. Should be in the link in the description, but this is in the playlist anyway, so look for the playlist, look through the playlist. So in this, I think we're going to do the modelling of the grillages in part 5, so if you really are keen to start that, you know what, fuck it, sorry, excuse my language, let's do it now, just in case I lose some viewers. Actually no, but first we need to set up the Worksets. What I was going to say was I was going to set up the templates and things like that, but we'll do that later, don't worry about that. Maybe part 5, maybe part 6, one of those two. Let's just get started on some modelling. So first thing I want to do is, when we go to collaborate, do some Worksets. I mean, click Worksets, and I want new one to say permanent works. Maybe I should have explained what I'm doing first, but it doesn't really matter, I'll do these first. Maybe you can listen and come back, or make these now and then understand what's happening. And one called temporary works. So these grillages, these crane grillages, are all temporary works because they're not going to stay there when the building's built, so we call it temporary works if you don't know. Permanent works is the rest of it, the structure, the building that will stay. So we want a work set for each one, so one team can work on the permanent stuff and one team can work on the temporary stuff, and also we can use filters to filter out certain phases. I mean, we could use the phasing system as well, but I want you to use, well, we might look at that later down here. Well, it's probably that way. Camera's in place. Anyway, yeah, we're going to use this for now, and that way we can follow our work sets, and we can create new work sets for all kinds of things, so we're just going to use this system for now. So select all, filter. I want to uncheck levels and structural columns because these are modeled as a structural column, but in the building itself, if they were permanent works, maybe filter, select all of them and then remove those, this column itself, and I'm going to set them to the temporary works work set. No, permanent works, sorry. There you go. Now, this is the crane, and whatever grillage we're going to put on is going to go on the temporary works work set. We are also going to set up the phases. We've got existing and new construction, so we're going to add a new phase called temporary construction, which these are all going to go on. We're not going to do that now. Actually, we are. Hold on. So the way you do it is you click on manage up here. I just had to remember how to do it, so went up there, that's why that just magically appeared. So it's up here if you don't know. So phases, I want a new one before this, call it temporary construction. Hit apply and say OK. Select this, temporary construction. Now you can see it's grayed out, so in this template I want phase filter, show all. I'm going to turn off the phase filter because I want everything to be normal. Yeah. but you can play with that, or that. We might do some later on. You know what, in this project I'm just going to use Worksets and have no phase filter. But in a future project I'll use the phase filter instead. Now, what I'm going to do, actually we will set up a view template, because now you need to see the power of these Worksets. So I'm going to say, come to view. Sorry about that, got distracted. Hold on. Whatever. Right. So, sorry, I've lost my trail of thought. Okay, so view, we'll go to view, say we want to create a view template for this. We can duplicate anything here, but I probably don't want any of that stuff. Analytical model probably won't be looking like what we want. I just want to copy what we have here into a template. Say create template from current view, from the view templates. Say 3D. I'll just leave it as 3D for now. Say okay. So now pick that as the template. Now we can change views. So if I want this one, there you go, analytical model. I can create any view I like, and I can easily, quickly apply it, so I don't have to go through this long thing here. So this is now locked out. If I want to change these, I come here and I can change them in here. This is where the buttons are now. Even these things down here are all in this window. So if you don't know much about that, just play around with it. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. 3D. Filters. We're going to filter out. So add, edit new. We're going to filter all the temporary works and all the permanent works and give them different color schemes and transparencies and things, yeah? So first I need to create a filter to isolate temporary works, yeah? Well, I'm going to rename it in caps, just so it's easier to find in here. New one. Oh, okay, sorry, I have to do that one, edit it and make it right. So I'm just going to select all the structural things. You need to tell it what it's going to filter. So what is going to be included in this? So structural columns, connections, area. You can do all if you like, if it's easier, but I'm just going to do these because I know this is all I need. Walls as well, everything structural. I don't need that. That's loads, that's something else. Floors, analytical, we're not using those. Detail items, column, well, we're not already using those types of columns. Yep, shaft openings, well, I'm not going to, I mean, they're only openings anyway, but whatever, we'll just add them in. I'm going to say the category type, Workset, set this to, and this, you can also set it to an or rule type. We may come into playing with those later on in this project. So Workset equals permanent works. Say okay. Oh, I want to change that. Temporary works. And then I say okay to add the filter. Yeah. Now I say add new one, edit new, come to temporary works and duplicate. Rename it. Oh, I've duplicated again. Oh, rename. And now I don't need to do all that again because it's just duplicated from the previous one, and change it to permanent works. So okay, yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't add it in. So, ooh, oh yeah, go on, because this one was already added in. So now I can turn off all the permanent works. Apply it. Oops, I hit cancel. Ah, jeez, hold on. So I accidentally hit cancel, you don't want to do that. Let's say I turn off all the permanent works. Apply. Okay, apply. Cool. There you go. That's just the temporary works left, yeah? You know, I'm going to turn off the levels here. So come here to this, go to annotation, alpha level, apply. Okay, so in the levels, sorry, no, filters. I'm gonna turn that back on and half tone it and make it transparent. Oh, well, yeah, 51's alright, doesn't really matter. I also want to give them the pattern solid fill and red, and the lines also, well, that's fine, leave those. Apply, okay, apply, okay. So now all of the permanent works is in red. I mean, you could also play around with it, make it a bit more advanced by just having the walls in a different color and the floors in a certain color. Is what it is. I'm going to leave these ones, the temporary works. Sorry, let me change this to fine background model display. That's where you get a few of these things. Want it to be, yeah, consistent colors is good actually, but you just know that that's where all of that is. Yeah, so that's all the work sets set up. So I'll hit synchronize and sort it all out. So in the workplace, where you could apply this is you can have one team only working on a certain work set and another team working on a certain work set. I don't think there's any way of locking those and making sure no one else can touch those. I mean, right. So, there you go. That's the work set's done. Sorry, I lost my trail of thought. These are not good times right now. COVID-19 sucks. Anyway, that's your work sets done. In the next video, we're going to put the crane grillage on there. See you in part 5, I think. Yeah. Laters.